Yes, West.
I mean,
All right. As you saw, we picked Xavier Worthy from Texas, wide receiver. We're glad to have him on board. I think he's a heck of a football player, number one. He does a few different things. He's a good wide receiver and also a good special teams returner. And he'll end up doing both to start things off with. So, and he'll just work into that rotation when we begin the wide receiver rotation with Hollywood and she and the Kels, the other folks. So he should give Pat another weapon there in which to use.
just with the trade up, can you kind of walk us through how that happened?
Yeah, so we marked this kid that Xavier, that we wanted him, and we just felt that started getting down there, somebody might jump us, pick him up. So Brett does a great job with this. He's got a good feel for the people that have interest in that position and that player, and then where he needs to go to attack it.
Andy, obviously that was combine time, but besides the speed, what else about his traits really stood out to you?
Yeah, good route runner, and he's not a big kid, or at least weight wise. He's got good height. He's just not very heavy. But I think you'll see this toughness that he's got, which jumped out at him. And then when you talk to their coach, Coach Sarkeesian and I are close, and he kept talking about how smart he was. He had great football instincts, and he's a tremendous worker. So in this offense, you gotta be able to do that and have those characteristics.
Coach, when you see the 40 time, it's hard not to think of Tyreek. Not to say that especially compared to one of the best players, but what does having that type of speed back in your offense do for what 2024 can bring?
Yeah. So I mean, listen, they're different. He'll put his own mark on things. Once he gets a feel for it. That wasn't necessarily the comparison as much as it was him being a good football player that was a good wide receiver. I mean, now you add in there the return ability. I've had some guys like Tyreek and Deshaun Jackson, probably body type a little bit more like Deshaun. Yeah.
Coach, how critical was it that you added to the wide receiver core this offseason?
Yeah, listen, I like the wide receivers we've got, but to add somebody of this quality, I think, is important or a good move, to strengthen it. But I don't want to slight the guys that we have either. He's a nice addition. You guys know, you've read everything, so you know that people thought he was a quality player. For us to be able to get him down there with with the trade, I thought that was well worth it.
Is the weight he's at not a concern for you guys? Can you put on weight? Some people can't keep weight on. That's probably not most of us in this room, but see someone could get a little bit bigger.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong guy. Wrong weight. But I think he's fine where he's at. I don't think that's a problem. He's playing at a high level. He's been doing this since he was a freshman. I'm not too worried about the weight.
You mentioned talking to Steve Sarkeesian about him, but just what else did you learn about him throughout your conversation with him and the organization?
Yeah, so we've also talked like kids. And I like his makeup. I like the fact that he can go all day, and he loves football. You guys gotta know how we're wired here. Brett makes that a real characteristic that he likes. Likewise, as coaches, we love that. And so you find that out about it. You can tell he's passionate about the sport. I think you'll see this when you meet him. And he loves to play. He's good at it.
Coach,
Patrick.
I know it's ultimately your decision and Brett's decision as well. When you think about adding another weapon, offensively, do you run it by Patrick?
Yeah, no, we told Patrick. Yeah.
Okay.
Patrick's curious. He loves this. He loves this stuff. It doesn't matter if it's offense or defense. I mean, he loves the draft. So, he's texting away at us, and we get back to him. He's great.
Yeah, Coach, that was kind of my question was, Patrick has at least posted on social media that he seems to be approving of the pick. What was his kind of feedback in the process and everything?
Yeah, we have these iPads, and so you've got everything on it. I mean, you can get video of the kids that are in the draft playing. So he's looked at everybody. He gets bored. He looks at all the guys. So, he's seen them play, and so if I didn't see that he posted that out there, but I know he's probably pretty excited about it.
Do you know if he managed to play catch with him down in Texas in those workouts?
Yeah, I don't think they have connected yet. No.
Aaron, go ahead.
Swapping with Buffalo, y'all have had some contentious matchups. You're in the conference, matching up against them, the Mahomes trade. Is it harder to move up now that you're back-to-back champs teams, harder to work with?
Yeah, well, it was last year. I mean, we were trying to move around a little bit last year, and it was just tough to, people didn't really want to do a whole lot. And Buffalo, they have a plan. They're pretty smart guys up there, and so they've got their own plan, and they're willing to do something, which I appreciate.
We'll last year with Todd, TJ, and then Nate. Go ahead, Todd. Coach, just not about the draft tonight, but you extended your contract to stay here longer. Just your thoughts on getting that done and not answering questions about what's happening.
Yeah, sure. No, listen, I'm grateful to the Hunts and Clark for wanting myself here, Mark and Brett. So, I would start with that. My wife and I love it here. Family likes it here. So, and it's important that that's done. And now we're moving on and getting everything rolling here. So this is a good start right now.
TJ?
With your wide receiver core, you kind of done a really good job of having that elite speed. We have Tyreek and also paired him with Nicole and DeMarcus. Once Tyreek left, kind of that top tier speed kind of left. It's just kind of you trying to bring it back with Rudy and now all the way around.
Yeah. So both those two can run well, and I think both love to play the game. Are good football players. So I think that'll help us. It doesn't hurt to have down the field speed. I mean, it's not. We've functioned without the great speed down the field and done well. So, but if you have an opportunity to get somebody that you think is a good player, just not a speed guy, but a good football player, I think you probably need to take advantage of that.
Nate, we'll close out.
And you mentioned Worthy's toughness. Just how much is that sort of a requirement for a guy who's that fast, and how much do you think that can help you all, not only in the short yardage game, but obviously trying to win contested passes downfield?
Yeah. It's important that you have that in the National Football League, and then with his size, that you can go a couple different ways with it, right? So he plays a tough game, but I think he's smart with it too. You don't want him running into a wall and hurting himself. So, but at the same time, there's a time when you got to be able to go get it, and he's done that at that level. He's got to do it at this level. This will be another challenge for him. He's shown that he can do it at Texas.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.